Hey everyone, and welcome to week 5 of my disaster slash end of the world movie marathon. Sorry I'm talking to you guys like this. If you hadn't guessed already, we are living in such crazy times, and everybody out there is required to wear a mask everywhere they go. I haven't left the house, so I basically have everything I need here. And I really don't want to catch this deadly virus that has been raging across this country and has just affected so many people. So I have to talk about my final movie for this month, and I'd say it is very fitting with everything that is going on, and it is for Contagion. Actually, I'm going to be taking my mask off because there's literally nobody here. With an actual pandemic going on in the world, with a similar concept, is this the right movie to watch nowadays? So, as far as the story goes, Steven Soderbergh directs this movie, which was released in 2011. I really cannot believe how long it has been since then, but surprisingly, it is still very relevant today with the events that unfold and the way that this story is told. There are just so many things that transpire in this movie, where you have a virus that started in China, people have to wear masks like this one, and you have to social distance, you have to obviously sanitize your hands, and there is violence and looting going on in stores and people who are stocking up on food. And then of course the more heartbreaking thing that I've probably ever seen in my life is the mass graves. And within the time that something dramatic happens, when it first starts in the movie, I immediately couldn't believe what I saw, because it shows several people from all parts of the globe, getting this virus, and it starts out small at first, but of course it progresses and gets worse and worse, and the scientists don't really know, how to classify it, how to really come up with a vaccine right away, but they're really working hard to try to figure this thing out to stop the spread. It is done in such a way that is just so haunting and eerie, and yet you want to see what is going to happen next, because you really do want to see a good outcome with, this whole thing. And of course, in reality, we do want to see a vaccine, and hopefully, life can get back to normal, because we really see, how a lot of things can change in a short amount of time, and it really seems to happen in this movie. And Soderbergh uses this intelligent formula to depict this growing pandemic that is quickly spreading, and there doesn't seem to be an end in sight unless someone does come up with a vaccine, like I said. Now, as far as the casting goes, of course, one of the main reasons I wanted to see this movie was because of the stellar cast involved, which includes Matt Damon, Gwyneth Paltrow, who are a couple in this movie. And after Matt Damon deals with, several tragedies in his life, he definitely stands out a lot in this movie in taking care of his daughter. You've got Kate Winslet, who is one of the lead, scientists, trying to investigate, everything that's going on. And this whole thing about contact tracing, which is also not, mentioned by name, but it is literally one of the things that she does in this movie. Jude Law, who plays this blogger, and to him, the only virus that seems to be spreading is fake news. So he was also really good in this movie as well, and almost sort of like his character from the movie Side Effects. It kind of gave me those kind of vibes. Lawrence Fishburne is in this, as well as Marion Cotillard and several others making up this cast, and they all have different jobs, and they do it in such a good way. Now, the things that I liked about this movie was, obviously, right off the bat, I noticed how the filming style and the cinematography was very well done, and it also included some of these motionless shots, like people will just be sitting or standing around. You know, there's this one scene where these people are being like all over in these meeting rooms and being explained the severity of this virus to all these medical professionals, and it just looks so crazy. And with the addition of the musical score, which gave the movie a more dramatic yet upbeat effect to it. And of course it was thrilling. It definitely got my heart racing a couple times watching this movie, because it was actually intense to watch as well as heartbreaking to see. And for a movie that is less than 2 hours long, it is very well paced and had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. As soon as we see the final shot of the movie, I'm just like, wow. So overall, I would say that this movie is just one of those movies where I don't exactly regret seeing it these days, seeing it now. And I know that a lot of people were starting to watch this movie when the pandemic and the stay-at-home orders were, you know, all over the place. But now that I've seen it, I've actually gained a lot of appreciation for the medical professionals out there, and you really see how hard everybody's working. But I think the hardest, you know, that people are, you know, having right now is not being able to see their loved ones and, you know, get back to work like they normally do, and, you know, do things that, you know, they used to do before they all had to social distance. But, you know, this may or may not be our new normal, but hopefully we can get back to normal one day. So I would highly recommend seeing this movie. It may not be for the faint of heart, but I still think it is one that could be informative, and you could really learn a thing or two from this movie. So I would give this 5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Contagion, and I hope you all are doing well out there. I survived week 5 of this month, so I'm really happy about that. Don't really have much else to say, but thank you guys for sticking around with me. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates. Come back every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.